Welcome back to the channel, Cowboys Nation. What we're about to discuss is nothing short of monumental. It's the kind of breaking news that sends shockwaves not just through a franchise, but through the entire National Football League. We're talking about something that fans never saw coming, something that changes the trajectory of a franchise in a single, thunderous move. This isn't a rumor. This isn't speculation. This is real, and it's rocking Dallas to its core. The unthinkable has happened. Micah Parsons, the face of the Dallas Cowboys defense, the unstoppable juggernaut who symbolized a new era of Cowboys football, is reportedly being traded. Yes, you heard that right. Micah Parsons is on his way out, and if you're feeling stunned, you're not alone. Across the globe, Cowboys fans are gasping, questioning, trying to wrap their heads around how this even came to be. And while Parsons' departure is a seismic shock, what's even more jaw-dropping is who's coming in to replace him. Buckle up, because All-Pro cornerback Jalen Ramsey is officially a Dallas Cowboy. This is not just a blockbuster. It's a franchise-altering shift that's already being called one of the most historic defensive trades in modern NFL history. Let's take a moment to truly appreciate what Micah Parsons meant to this franchise. From the very moment he stepped onto the field wearing that star, he brought something different. It was the fire, the ferocity, the fearlessness. He was a game-changer, a disruptor, a relentless force who could dismantle even the most meticulously crafted offensive game plan. He was the kind of player that coordinators lost sleep over, that quarterbacks feared every snap, that linemen circled in film rooms knowing full well they still couldn't stop him. He gave Dallas a new identity. He was more than stats, more than accolades. He was the pulse of this defense. And now, that era, that fiery chapter in Cowboys history, is coming to an abrupt and shocking close. But as jarring as this news is, it's crucial to understand the reasoning behind it. Because behind every massive move like this is a strategy. A vision. A decision made not from emotion but from evaluation, from forecasting, from deciding how best to compete in a league that never sleeps. So why would the Cowboys ever part ways with such a young, dominant, cornerstone player? The answer lies in a dramatic pivot, a pivot that reflects a bold, aggressive recalibration of the team's defensive philosophy. According to multiple league sources, the Cowboys front office, led by Jerry Jones, is embarking on a strategic transformation, one that prioritizes versatility, balance, and adaptability across all phases of the defense. And central to that new vision is the arrival of Jalen Ramsey, a 6-time Pro Bowler, 3-time All-Pro, former Super Bowl champion, and one of the most elite defensive backs the NFL has seen in the last decade. The deal itself? Well, let's break it down. The Dallas Cowboys and the Miami Dolphins have agreed to a blockbuster trade. In return for Micah Parsons, the Cowboys are receiving a package that includes multiple high-value draft picks, 2 of which are first-rounders, as well as proven veteran talent that provides Dallas both immediate reinforcements and long-term roster flexibility. But the crown jewel of this entire transaction? Jalen Ramsey. The man who once locked down opponents for the Jaguars, who lifted the Lombardi Trophy with the Rams, who brought swagger and shut down brilliance to the Dolphins, is now bringing that same elite-level prowess to Big D. And the reaction? Absolutely explosive. The moment the news hit social media, Cowboys Nation lit up like a 4th of July fireworks show. Reactions ranged from disbelief to heartbreak to cautious optimism. Nobody really knew whether to cry or celebrate, and in many cases, fans were doing both. Now, let's not sugarcoat it. Losing Micah Parsons stings. This isn't just a defensive player being moved. This is a foundational piece. This is a player who carried the identity of a defense, who inspired a locker room, who brought his A game every Sunday without fail. The memories? They're unforgettable. From his rookie-year dominance to his electrifying sacks in crunch time to the way he would stalk quarterbacks like a lion in the jungle, Micah gave it his all, every snap. So how do you replace that? How do you even begin to fill that void? You do it with another generational talent. You do it with someone who changes the equation from the back end of the field. And Jalen Ramsey does just that. Ramsey isn't just any corner. He's that rare breed of defender who can completely neutralize an opponent's top receiver. You put him on an island, and you forget about that side of the field. That's the kind of impact he brings. And now, pair him with Trayvon Diggs? Suddenly, the Cowboys secondary becomes one of the most feared in the entire NFL. We're talking about a lockdown duo that can disrupt passing attacks at the highest level. And the ripple effect? It's massive. With corners who can hold up in coverage, you don't need to blitz as often. You don't have to send 5 or 6 guys every play. You can disguise coverages, bait quarterbacks into mistakes, and create opportunities for turnovers, something that wins football games. But let's talk about Ramsey the man, not just the player. This is a guy who brings attitude, swagger, confidence, and most importantly, experience. He's been in big games. He's played under the brightest lights. He's battled the best and come out on top. And here's the kicker: he wanted to be in Dallas. According to insiders, Ramsey had been eyeing the Cowboys for months. He saw the potential, saw the young talent, and believed he could be the final piece. So when he heard the Cowboys were serious about building a Super Bowl-ready roster, he didn't hesitate. He said, "I'm in." That kind of commitment speaks volumes. Now let's not pretend this was an easy decision for the Cowboys brass. Trading Micah Parsons took courage. It took conviction. And yes, it took an understanding that sometimes, to go forward, you have to let go of something, even someone you love. Behind the scenes, there were signs that things were shifting. Contract extension talks were reportedly stalling. There were whispers about philosophical differences in the locker room. And of course, the looming financial reality. Parsons was due for a payday, one of historic proportions. A contract that would have reset the market for defensive players. Jerry Jones, the eternal gambler, had to make a decision. Lock in one megastar, or reshape the entire defense with depth and flexibility. He chose the latter. And with that, a new era begins. So the question becomes, are the Cowboys better now than they were yesterday? On the surface, that's tough to answer. You lose a pass rusher like Parsons, you lose someone who can single-handedly flip a game. But in Ramsey, you gain something just as valuable: a defensive field general. A shutdown artist. A player who gives your defensive coordinator a completely different toolbox to work with. Suddenly, the Cowboys can build around their secondary, tighten up coverage, and let the front seven get home with fewer blitzes. It's a strategic shift, not a downgrade. And with the draft picks Dallas now owns, they can reload quickly. Maybe they target another edge rusher. Maybe they bolster the linebacker unit. The possibilities are endless. And don't overlook this: the Cowboys might not be done. That's right, this might just be step one. Rumors are swirling that more moves could be on the horizon. With Ramsey now in the fold, Dallas is sending a clear message: they're not here to play. They're here to win. Every available free agent, every potential trade target, every disgruntled star on another team, they're all watching. They're all taking note. Because the Cowboys just became the most intriguing destination in the NFL. Now let's take a moment to reflect on what Micah Parsons gave this franchise. It's important. He deserves that respect. No drama. No hate. Just gratitude. He played with heart, with fire, with passion. He made memories that will live forever in Cowboys lore. And while it's hard to see him go, we wish him nothing but success in Miami. He's going to wreak havoc down there, no question about it. That Dolphins defense just got a whole lot nastier. But back to Dallas. This move? It's about championships. It's about legacy. Jerry Jones is 81 years old, and he's not in this for rebuilds. He's in this to win. And with each bold move, each aggressive trade, it's becoming crystal clear the Cowboys are all in. And with Ramsey now on board, training camp is going to be must-watch television. Can you imagine those one-on-one battles between Jalen Ramsey and CeeDee Lamb? The intensity, the trash talk, the competition? That's iron sharpening iron. That's a culture shift. That's the kind of environment that breeds winners. And make no mistake, this isn't just about Ramsey or Parsons. This is about a complete overhaul in philosophy. It's about creating a defense that's not just reactive, but proactive. That dictates games, that confuses offenses, that closes out fourth quarters with authority. Ramsey gives Dallas the flexibility to be multiple, to change coverages on the fly, to press, to zone, to disguise and disrupt. He brings football intelligence, physicality, and a killer instinct that Cowboys fans are going to fall in love with instantly. Financially, this move also makes sense. Ramsey's contract is large, yes, but it's structured smartly. The guarantees are front-loaded. The bonuses are performance-based. It's a deal that aligns with Dallas' current cap structure and allows them to remain competitive while paying other stars like Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, and eventually Micah's heir at linebacker. This is the chess move. The one that sets up everything else. So, what's next? Will Dallas package some of those picks to move up in the draft? Will they use the additional cap space to sign another marquee free agent? Could another big trade be looming? Anything is possible now. Because when you make a move this big, this bold, you don't stop halfway. You keep going. You go all the way. And if you're a fan, now's the time to lean in. Get excited. Be passionate. Be loud. Because this team is about to be must-watch football. It's not just about Sunday afternoons anymore. It's about prime time. About January football. About finally bringing that 6th Lombardi trophy back to Dallas. We've been close. We've had hope. But this is different. This is commitment. This is vision. This is action. So if you're fired up about this trade, smash that like button right now. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Was this the right move? Will Jalen Ramsey live up to the hype? Can the Cowboys win it all without Micah Parsons? We want to hear from you. And most importantly, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications, because trust us, this is just the beginning. There's more breaking news, more surprises, and more Cowboys content coming your way daily. This is the new era. This is the new look Cowboys. And they're coming for everything. How about them Cowboys?